You know, I like the way that we rose up to the challenge of playing teams that were a little bit bigger than us, a little more physical at times, and actually I thought our guys did a great job of being physical with them and sort of asserting our will on defense a little bit. It made me feel much better about where we are as far as team defensively goes. I mean, we've given up 8 goals in the 2 scrimmages in 8 quarters of play, so that was a really good sign of where things are right now. Offense is clicking pretty good. You know, we scored 20 goals in the 2 scrimmages, so feeling pretty good heading into next week. We got the weather hasn't really cooperated this week. We were in a tight space today practicing, but we're making the best of it, and we're getting stuff in as much as we can. But feeling pretty good going into next week.
It's always very helpful in the beginning of the season to get those scrimmages in and get the 6-on-6 against another team. You know, it's definitely going to help us in the season. And luckily, the Hanover one, the weather was a little messy, but you know, it wasn't too bad. And yesterday it was really nice out, so both days were really good weather.
Yeah, I definitely think that the 2 scrimmages were good going against D1 competition. The biggest thing that I noticed is our scoring was spread out. We didn't have one guy really doing all the work. It was some of the freshmen, sophomores, and juniors, and then Mike and Drew and Matt are really producing very well. So it looks good for the season.
It felt good to be back on our home turf. Like, it was fun playing for a little bit, but it's nothing like playing at home. Like, nice to feel the crowd. There were a lot of people there. It was raining. There's still a lot of people there. I think playing at home gives you a comfort level that you can't get anywhere else. You know the field, you know the in and outs of it. It's also kind of like a sad experience for us being a senior because you're getting to the end, like realizing like we only have this season left and we're done.
Hey, pass.
You know, I think our defense did a really good job in both scrimmages. I think we only let up four goals in each. But, you know, I think we knew we had a solid defense. The question was kind of on offense. You know, we have a lot of new kids. You know, 2 weeks, it might seem like a while, but to put in our whole offense and, you know, get some chemistry, you know, it can be tough. But, you know, to put up 16 goals on Hanover was, you know, it was exciting. You know, it was fun to watch, fun to be a part of. So it was kind of surprising that we could put up that many goals, you know, in such a short amount of time, getting the new kids
I think
involved.
things are really starting to click, especially with our defense. Usually in the past, it's our offense that's been driving the force, driving the flow of the game. But this year, our defense is looking really good, sliding immediately as soon as one dodges. It's really hard for other teams to score, it seems. Our offense, we're still really young, and we have a little ways to go with that, learning the plays. A couple of our key guys are freshmen and sophomores, so I think once we all figure it out together, the offense will click just like we're used to in the past.
Where's the cover, Eric? Eric, you got to be showing it. Through Jackson, it comes here, right? Flies to the coming James. I was waiting for this to happen. I wanted to see if you guys were half eight. Go live.
The first couple games, we'll see it will be a little shaky on offense. There will be a lot of freelance stuff. Stuff's going to happen off the plays. Plays aren't going to go as smoothly as we want. But I'd say by May, because I mean it's already mid-April. By May is when everything starts to click. By that point, everyone knows their spots. They know what they're supposed to do, and it becomes really.
You know, it kind of depends on the kid. But as long as you know you're studying the playbooks, you know, more than just doing it in practice, you know, it shouldn't take that long. I think it's easier once you start going in games and on more 6-on-6 that you have to start running them. You know, we were discussing it yesterday. When you're looking at a book and Het's writing and there's just a bunch of lines everywhere, you know, it's hard to understand the plays. So we've all been there, especially the freshmen. But once you're hitting the field and you're just running through them every day constantly, you know, it shouldn't take that long to finally get in your head.
Okay, let's go again. 14 carries.
We're live in time. We're live in time.
We have it's kind of a big gap, so we have like a core group of seniors and a junior who's out there who's like the core of the offense. Then we also have a couple of freshmen and sophomores sprinkled in there that are also cores. So I think it'll take like probably a couple games. I think that's definitely the first 2 games to kind of get them, because scrimmages are a much different feel than a real game. It's much more intense than a real game, and I think getting that real game experience, I think they'll be a little flustered at first, but I think with the seniors' help and our one junior that we have as leader, I think we'll be able to work them in. Our defense is obviously 3 seniors, so they're very experienced. They know what they're doing. They're going out there confident. I think some of the freshmen and sophomores, they're confident players, but I think they'll be a little timid, a little afraid. But I think when you get them in the flow of the game, they realize they're just playing lacrosse and they're going out there having fun, and it's nothing different than they've ever done before.
Well, we've noticed that in our first few scrimmages that, being out in space really has been an advantage for us, because just having to move the ball that extra 10, 20 yards, being able to come out and pressure on defense, or even just being aware of how the plays are going to move differently in a bigger space, it's been a huge advantage for us. We've been able to do riding and clearing. We've had time to do man up and man down. We have a lot of stuff in, so we expect to be a little bit ahead of everybody else, but we've got to keep working, because we don't want to plateau right now. The other teams are going to catch up, and I fully expect that Hollis Brookline is going to give us a great game in that opening game, and so we're really, really pushing right now to try and make sure we're ready for it.
Now, we're probably going to have step in. Keep it coming. Good show. Good. Okay, we're ready.
Sat in that same locker room as the championship game, haunted us a little bit, so we wanted to come out strong and get a win. And it went pretty well. It was a slow game. They have a really good face-off kid. He's going to Denver, so they won a lot of the draws, and they possessed the ball a lot. But when we got the ball, the offense did some good things. Hit a lot of posts. Probably should have been more than a 6-4 game. Our defense, again, like I said, played great. Shut down their key guys, but our offense just needs to finish a little bit more, but other than that, I think we all played great. It was a good game.
Yeah, that was also a little bittersweet, since you remember the last time we were in there, we didn't end the season how we wanted to. But I think it was good for kids to experience what it feels like to be in that locker room, kind of get used to the feel, get used to the atmosphere, what the field's going to be like. I think for some of the freshmen and sophomores, they don't necessarily understand what for like the upperclassmen it meant to be in that locker room, but I think it was a good experience for them to understand, like, they kind of could read our emotions, and how, like, we didn't want to just win the game yesterday because it was just a scrimmage. We wanted to go out there and play. We wanted to win it because there was a little more meaning to us than just.
And actually cool, yesterday we got to use our locker rooms at Eustis and Bilbao Stadium. So it's kind of cool. We got that same feeling, at the championship game. Had even said, next time we're here, we want to have that winning feeling inside of us. So it was cool to go away and get in the locker room, just kind of show everyone, what our goal is at the end of the season.
It was a scrimmage with Exeter. We treated it like it was a real game. It's at the stadium we want to be at the end of the season. So we went through all our pregame stretches. We went through all our pregame routines. We were in the locker room we hope to be in at the end of the season, all that kind of stuff. So that was the neat part of that last trip. Our last scrimmage there was that, we were going through things that we hope are going to pay off at the end of the season. And it was, going on the road playing a D1 team in a big stadium like that. It was a lot of fun. And, we got to see some guys step up and fulfill roles that we hoped they would throughout the season.
No lead, no lead.
I think just fine-tuning the defense overall and the offense, just making sure everything is ready, everybody knows all the plays. Physically, we're ready, and I think we'll be ready to play. Overall, I think we're just working, and if we play our best game, I think no one can beat us, because I think our best game is the best out of everybody's best game. So as long as we produce the way we know we can, I think we'll be fine.
Executing the little things is still another thing we need to work on, especially yesterday in the Exeter scrimmage. We had the looks, we had the passes were there, the sets were there. It was just, catch finish or making that pass on the stick rather than down low. I think it's the little things that we really need to execute. And, that goes a long way. Those those small mistakes can, take away 3 or 4 goals. That can be the difference of a game. So if we get the little things going, I think we should be set for next Wednesday.
I'm just approaching it as any other season. I'm always really excited to get back on the field. Doesn't matter if it's fall ball or even hockey. Any sport I'm playing, I just love playing it. So I think that's that same level of anxiety and excitement. I always want to get the lacrosse season started, especially, and just win a championship.
I think we're very prepared for Wednesday. I think we've done very well with scrimmages, gone 3-0, played two good D1 teams, matched up with them very well. We played well. I think we're building chemistry with our lines. I think our defense is coming together. There's still like a little loose ends we have to pull together, but I think overall everything's coming together very well.
Drop! Go! Yellow.